So that was emanation. The next part of the reading is creation, and we're going to go down the perspectives of the mind. So let me just run down really quickly. Is I be, I want, I need, I know, I will, I desire, I love, I think or I do, I feel, and then I am. Once we get down these perspectives, we get a sense of what you're thinking, where you're coming from, what has been happening within these places in the chakras. I'm gonna name them, but let's start off with the first one, which is the High Priestess, and this is on suit. It doesn't matter what energy is here. This is the one that crowns the reading. This is Katha, crown chakra. So the High Priestess, let's get it. This is reverse. Loss of self, repression, secrets, and hidden agendas. Now, this is who you're going to be at the beginning and the end of every day. You're going to have a hidden agenda past what you tell people. So being quiet, being silent right now is very key. Why? Because silence is the divine feminine's greatest power. I'm not going to let you know where I'm going, so it gives you a chance to put a foot in my way so I can trip. That's what that means right now. You are a person they won't know that much, and they don't know that much. So if you think that somebody's after you and they have I forgot what it's called, but they have something on you, they don't got it. They don't got nothing on you. That is a lie. They need something on you, and they're waiting for you to say more so they can actually have something on you to connect these dots. But the silence, you'll understand that after a while they have nothing. So if you are in this court case, they have nothing. If you in school, they have nothing. If you're like somebody's coming after you in your job, they have nothing. No emails, nothing like that. Nothing to get you, nothing to move you out of that great position that God placed you in. It is a falsehood. Yeah. That was I be your that's what crowns the reading. The next energy up is Two of Swords, and this is offsuit, because it should be fire or earth. So it's fire, air, water, earth. So fire and earth is on this side, air and water on this side. At the top right here, it should be air or fire. So those are the rules, and well, that's why these things are turned the way they are. We're gonna get clarified. We're gonna clarify the cards later, but yeah, let's move on. This is in a place of I want. The Two of Swords. Let's get it. Difficult choices, indecision, and stalemate. Alright. Now the reason why this is off is because how can you move if the decision hasn't been made? You have to make a clear stance of why you want what you want. You have to write it down almost. Because once you write it down, okay, let me explain a little bit about how you can put the darkness to work in your life. Ink is black. Ink is darkness. When you decide to put your mind, write whatever you want to write, that's darkness to ink. And that's literally your spirit and your mind in cohesion talking, putting something on a page. And this is why sometimes you can come back to the words and it's almost like you have like, who wrote this? Or what was this about? What did I even write this about? At the time, you were in a certain stance, a certain time in your life where that wasn't necessary. Sometimes going back to your notes is very necessary. So go back to those notes. You have notes that protect you. That's the only thing that you have. And if it protects you, it actually puts them down. So just hold on to it. You don't want to get no revenge. Just know that when it's time to, you can. Not get revenge. You can protect yourself. That's what you want. What you need is the Nine of Cups, and this is on suit. Let's get it. Satisfaction, emotional stability, and luxury. Now, if you are satisfied, if you have what you need, what's the problem? You don't know that you need these things because what you desire right here is off suit. So, if you don't understand who you truly are yourself, you do not fully understand what you should be attracting, right? So this temperance energy is going to give us some clues about that. But that's what that's about. You already have what you need. Is in potential, meaning the plan, the seed, the egg, the baby within in your mind in that manifestation is there, and it's being developed right now. You just have to put more energy into it until it gets to a point where it just manifests into the world by itself. Oh, I can just do this. Oh, I can just do this with it. If you had that and you wrote it down, think about it and go back to that thought, because you're a new person right now. Every second you are a new person. Every second. Well, every second that you decide to evolve. Yeah. The next energy up is I know. And two cards came out at the same time. It started off with the Page of Pentacles, and that was offsuit because it should be fire or air. But then it went to the Ace of Swords at the same time. So let's get the Page of Cups first. Page of Pentacles. Ambition, desire, and diligence. Now, this is a physical thing that you say you know. And that's not anything to put in your knowledge. That means that since you have a car, you don't need anything else. Since you have that degree, you don't need to actually try. It's like, since you have that title, you don't need to actually do this. And if somebody actually has that title over you, it doesn't mean that they don't need to be equipped with what the job is entitled for them to do. So that can go into relationships, or professional, or, personal. And then it went and completed with the Ace of Swords. Let's see this. Breakthrough, clarity, and sharp mind. Why? Because these titles are false. The titles change. These are physical things that are in your way. Ain't no such thing as anything physical in this realm in the first place. So how could it be in your way? You have learned how to phase through it. You have learned how to let that energy pass. You have learned how to discern what not to do to get in that scenario in the first place. So yeah, that is what you know, and this is what is going to protect you, because you are sharp now. You see it happening, so you just sit back and be quiet and watch it happen. You just get some popcorn. It's not even like that no more. They can't get to you, because now you're in the audience. Now you're in the audience watching this happening. So the audience was important before because you need to be on the stage, but that was for your light and what you need to be bringing in this, not need to, what you could bring into this world. But when it comes up to the BS that's being played around you, now you're only in the audience. You're only a member of you're in the background. They can't touch you. Crazy. They tried to. The next energy is the Six of Swords, and this is in a place of I will. And this is offsuit. Let's get it. Transition, leaving behind, and moving on. Why is this important? Well, why is this off? This is nothing to manifest, because this is a thought. It needs to be something to get you going, like fire, or something to use, which is earth. This is a thought. So this is an imagination that you say is going to get you going. And the reason why you're not going anywhere is because you're using your imagination and not the manifestation. There are differences in what these are. Manifestations are physical. Imaginations are irrational. They're in the irrational world. If you know math, it's irrational. It's not actually here yet. It goes from irrational to imaginary to irrational to manifested. Or if I said that backwards, but I forgot. But it's one of those three, right? So the next energy is I desire. Now, remember, you have what you need already. This is what you desire is not the right thing. Let's get Temperance. Temperance is a major arcana card. It's always good to come up with some temperance, but let's see. Now this is middle path, patience, and finding meaning. Okay, see, that's why that was there. You are trying to find the meaning of what you've been through. What are the reasons? There are skills that have been being polished that you don't know that have been polished. Since you can't see yourself, you can only see a reflection of your physical. Until those manifestations come there, you won't be able to see your true power. You won't be able to see what you came here for. You won't be able to see the bits and pieces that you put together, right? That's the reflection that you're looking at with your physical eyes. But potential is where it's at. The eyes of potential, you see where it could be. And this is why, see, this is fire, but this is water. Okay. This is fire, a fire card, but this is water in the cup. It's fixing something up because it could have been on suit, because it should be water or air. It's little signs that's telling me like you're on the right path. Because wow, yeah, that baggage has energy in it, and it's also a load to tug and carry. So imagine you have a horse and carriage, and when you unpack that baggage, now the horse gets stronger. So not only do you move faster, there's less to carry and more power at your disposal. Baggage is very important, and if you have baggage, you understand you have so many lessons that you can do nothing for a year and gain so much power. Alright, the next energy up is I love. This is the Four of Cups and it's off suit. Let's get it. Apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness. Now this is supposed to be air, and these four right here is locked into the element. This is supposed to be air. We're gonna get it, but later. Apathy, disconnection, apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness. This is the side, in the spiritual side, of empathy. That's empathy. If you have apathy, you're not trusting in your spirit anymore. You're not trusting right now. And this is I love. This is your space. What is your space? Everything that your heart can attach to. Everything that, remember I said that 100% that goes to 70 when you lose something, and then you have 30% of space to put something back in there, right? So, man, I almost forgot. It was something about apathy in that. I forgot. But yeah. I'm sorry. It just, God took it away. I think the message was there already. The next energy is I do and I think. So I do not, I think, and I think not. That's the solar plexus. And it doesn't have fire there. It's pressure. It's the pressure to do, the pressure not to do, the pressure to think, and the pressure not to think. So these are four forces that you have within your mind and your body that you can, your soul and your mind actually, that you can use. So let's get the Three of Cups. Friendship, community, and happiness. This should be fire, but it's not. It's water. Friendship, community, and happiness. Now, these are emotions that you would like instead of growing. It's like, you know what? This has been so hard that I don't care about the evolution journey no more. I want the peace. I need that peace. And little do you know, but you know already, peace brings balance. That's what peace is. That's balance. And balance by nature, since you are an unlimited being, since you are actually God, the God within you, it's unlimited. Once you have balance, there's nothing else to do but grow. It's nothing to do but grow. You have a balanced platform. Your foundation is so sturdy, there's nothing else to do. You wind up growing in the first place. So keep going after that peace. Peace is necessary. Don't think that those feelings are in vain. Those feelings are telling you where your peace is. But it's not with that person. It's within yourself, because you are the universe. You are everything. You are even me. I'm talking to you right now because you needed to hear this. I just knew and I lived a different life. This is how connected we are. Divine timing is everywhere. The next energy that's up is the Page of Wands, and this is also offsuit. It's fire, should be water. Exploration, excitement, and freedom. And a place where you need to feel. Feeling is something that is expressed in the present time, right? In a place where you need to feel in the present time, you're being too motivated. So it's like you're trying to convince your spirit that this is the right thing to do. Like, I know the right thing to do, and if it isn't, you won't have the energy to do it, because spirit gives you the energy to do anything. Imagine spirit as the energy going through your spinal cord. Without that energy, you won't be able to move at all. That's spirit. The tingly feeling that you feel when your arm go to sleep. There's no spirit in your arm, and when it comes back, spirit is in your arm. That's spirit, right? There's little nuggets in there. The next energy is the Chariot, my card, as a Cancer card, and it is also off suit, but it's in the place of I am. This is the place of fear. So let's see. So This is direction, control, and willpower. Now, the funny thing about direction and control, you are trying to control your fears instead of getting over them. So it's like, I just need to be at peace with my fears instead of conquering them. You still won't get anywhere because that's a lot to pull. That's a lot of load to carry. You understand? So, yeah. So that was creation. The next part of the reading is formation. And I'm going to start off with these dice that came up. Basically, there are 5 platonic solids, and I got them here with me. As I said before, well, think of a number between 5 and 50, and whatever number that you came up with, you can pause it. If you didn't see it now, you see it now. The energy from earth to ether goes as follows: 3, 6, 1, 7, 8. And that's 25, right? So if you were thinking about the number 25, if that resonates for you, if these numbers do a date for you, if these numbers give a certain number that like has been calling to you recently, just let me know about it in the comments, because you know these are very important. Numbers are very important. Numerology is so special. Your birth date holds so much power. The time you were born. There's so many things that we don't know about ourselves, and all you have to do is look at the time that you were born and figure out so much. But it's only a blueprint. This is the thing I don't like about astrology and how people say it's over the person. It's the soul first, then it's the spiritual tag, which is the zodiac. It's the soul first. I acknowledge your soul first, and then that blueprint of whatever your sign is, Capricorn, Pisces, Virgo, then it's the sign. But I'm always going to acknowledge your soul. I'm not going to say you are this. That's beneath you. So people who don't understand the person above that sign, I can't really be with them because I can't really mess with them. It's too much ego. Oh, you're going to say I'm like this and can never be anything different because you know my blueprint? Okay. You don't understand what God can offer. There's nothing that's ever the same, but we live. Yeah, okay. That was a message in itself. But let's get on with this next part. I'm going to take some time to get these cards down right about now. Alright. So, we got a lot to talk about because these cards did not cooperate at all. People are out of turn and taking too much of your time to get in order, and this is why they had to go. That's the message right there. I don't have to say much about that, but they had to go because of that reason. Time is your most important, the highest, the most potent energy in this world, and when that is taken from you, that's like your birthright. Can't have that being taken away from you. So let's get these fixing energies starting from the root first. So we're going to go from the root back to the crown. And then we have the double link set up, and it's almost like it's the confirmation, is the thing that makes it secure, right? So it started off with the Chariot card, and then it went to the Knight of Swords. Let's get this. It's the Knight of Wands, is what I meant. So the Knight of Wands is action, adventure, and fearlessness. This is still fire. So much fire came out in this place. Action, adventure, and fearlessness. This is the stubbornness of your ego to try to put it in order. It's like, no, I don't care what anything is saying. This is the right thing to do. There's a certain stubbornness that somebody said, no, I don't care who you think you are, but you're going to be doing this for me. There's some kind of force like that. And then what came up was a fight. The Five of Wands, which is competition, conflict, and rivalry. Rivals are great. Rivals keep you on your toes. Rivals, if y'all stay with each other, y'all keep getting greater because you are as good as each other, and you can also figure out your flaws from each other. So a best friend can be a good rival too, but they have your best interests at heart, and they will never hurt you and destroy you and things like that. It's almost like they need you to be the best of who you are to keep them on their toes because they know they need you too. So that's the difference. It went from there to the Queen of Wands, and this is, see, it's mad fire. Courage, determination, and joy. Now, she's finally sitting down. At that point where you said, maybe, that was the thing right there, maybe I should go this route. Maybe this is not the right thing. And that's all God needed. Oh, maybe, right? Oh, just maybe that wasn't the person for you. Maybe I was wrong about you. That person says to you, maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe you didn't do that thing. Maybe, just maybe. And then the accountability sets in, and then the karma can hit them the way it needs to, because until they actually know about it, the karma cannot come back to them, because it won't make no sense. It gotta make sense. Then it went from there to the Ten of Pentacles. This is legacy, inheritance, and culmination. Now, legacy is my favorite word. This is something that you're gonna leave after you leave this earth. So imagine the mark that you make on this earth. After you decided, after they gave in on that little bit of maybe, it let you know that everything that happened before wasn't just a maybe. It was a definite yes, that this is what it was, and this is what I got through, this is what I'm stronger for, and this is what can no longer hold me back, because I have those regrets. As I said before, regrets are very powerful, because you will no longer go a route. God can put you in a storm. You know, storm is relative, is figurative. I mean, like storm, you could be like around your ex, this person, this all the people that you don't want to be around, and nothing will happen. You would be completely protected because you have regrets. Ain't nothing like that gonna happen to you again. No scenarios like that will ever happen to you again. You don't have to tread so lightly. Right. Moving on, you have in the place of I feel. It started off with the Page of Wands, and then it went to the Six of Wands. It's a lot of fire. Sorry, yeah. Six of Wands. This is victory, success, and public reward. Instead of feeling, you are looking for somebody to feel for you. You are looking for somebody to congratulate you. You are looking for somebody to do what you should be doing subconsciously subconsciously for yourself within the background, and consciously doing things to help yourself, to reinforce that confidence. You can give yourself the confidence. And since you're relying on somebody, just think of it as that heartstring, that string that comes from your heart that holds on to them, because they keep you at a sense of peace. It's all for peace. Balance is what we all need. When we're out of balance, we know it. And we are gonna step on people. You know how when you're drowning, you can drown the person that's trying to save you. You have to relax. And we get to a point where we just like, okay, I need to be saved regardless. But just imagine that's what we feel in our soul when we are out of balance. Anybody will do. So you have to find it within yourself to balance yourself. Four of Pentacles came up next. Conservation, security, and frugality. Now, this is still offsuit, right? It's still offsuit in a way where instead of I'm not going to give anything to anybody. I'm not going to help anybody manifest. Meaning, like, if I can really help somebody and it doesn't take from me in any way, I'm still not going to do it, because I know what happens when I give, I never receive. And that kind of casting onto your life is detrimental, because when you give, that 70, you can get better. You can get something that will make that rest that you have almost like, I just want to give the rest of it away. It don't even matter no more. This 30% is worth giving the rest away. It don't even matter. So just imagine what you can do when you actually take part in that spiritual economy. Make those investments, right? And then went from there to the High Priestess. This was what this is IB, who you're going to become. And it came down to the right place where it should have been, where it's water, in the place of I feel. So let's get it again. Inner voice, intuition, divine truth, wisdom, and unconscious. I mentioned the unconscious a few times because the unconscious world is the spiritual world, the world of the shadow, the world of the identity, right? And your inner voice, divine truth, the truth, as I said before, that lake of fire that burns from the inside, but it's also who you are, your soul's energy. It burns out all the crap. In place of it, it cannot have crap there. So your soul has a purpose inside of your mind, your essence, your aura in the first place. I hope you can understand what I mean about this burning. This is why people don't want to accept your truth, because it burns. It's your actual soul. They don't want to accept your soul for what it is. They don't want to see you. The next energy is the solar plexus, and this is a lot of cards. I didn't even think I was going to do it. I thought I was going to stop, but I kept going. So let's get this done quickly. It started off with the 3 of Cups to the 5 of Swords. Unbridled ambition, winning at all costs, and sneakiness. This is something that you do and think. Something that people are doing against you. Unbridled, what to say? Unbridled ambition, winning at all costs, and sneakiness. At all costs is no good. Whatever happens, I don't care as long as I get this win. You can't have people that have nothing to live for around you because you have so much to live for. You need people who will boost that instead of taking that energy away from you and bringing them peace because they needed that, right? You know, everybody needs a little blessing, but it wasn't meant to be for that long. There was a lesson there for you to learn how to do it yourself better because you actually don't need nobody because you are the universe. And went from there to the 9 of Cups. This is satisfaction, emotional stability, and luxury. I got this before. I forgot where. It's too many. Oh, right here. In the place of I need. Right. So you need to do the right things, and you know that. And the time that you have wasted, you're understanding that. And it's almost a sense of loss and grief. But it went from there to the Knight of Cups. This is your solar plexus still, what you do and think. Following the heart, idealistic and romantic. Romance is dead, but it has a purpose. Romance is like a bar that goes up to 100%. When you first meet the person, 100% easy. As you get lower, you have to get them flowers, go back to 180, 100, and you do things for this person and keep that romance at a level. What is the romance? It is just a tank of potential. A tank that can empty. That's why it's dead. It literally empties. Once you have no potential for that person, y'all have to build that back. Romance is necessary, but it is a dead art. Necromancy. You have to understand that. And the reason, oh man, make the connections. It's real out here. I went from there to the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. Knight of Cups to the 10 of Cups. And this is inner happiness, fulfillment, and dreams coming true. Now, these are the things that you think and do. You think and do with your emotion that your dreams are going to come true. But there are actions required. This is the place of the furnace. Nothing is being burned, meaning you have no motion. You have no motion just dreaming these things up. You have to put these things into motion, into action. And anybody who stops you from doing that is not a person that needs to be there. Therefore, that's the reason why they're not there anymore. Next energy is the 6 of Cups. This is familiarity, happy memories, and healing. Still, some of this, I forgot what it's called. But when you're thinking about something that good that happened with that person, I forgot, there's like a recollection of the memory or whatever. Whatever that word is, I know yes, that word. And then it went from there to temperance. I know I got it before. Temperance right here in the place of I desire. So your desires came up. Remember it was offsuit over here? And what you had to wait for? You had to wait for the feelings to subside. The feelings are energy being expressed, used, pushed towards something, funneled into something. They were funneling into a lot before. And now that you are willing to funnel it into yourself and build yourself up from ground zero, rock bottom, the same thing, now you have a foundation to lean on, and that's always sturdy. If you depend on yourself, it's always that balance. Even if your mind and your spirit is swayed a little bit, it's always that balance. The next energy is I love, or the energy that has to be corrected is I love, and the first card up was the 4 of Cups, the apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness, to the Emperor right here. Let's get this. Authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. You had the father over here with the apocalypse, father of apocalypse, father of bringing the new information, that epiphany information that brings that God-ordained plan is now here in the Emperor right here. But as I said, the truth is a fire. This Emperor right here, this one was your ego. Sometimes you are manipulated by your spirit into doing things for your benefit. So even if you think it was a mistake, oh, I didn't mean to do that, it did something, it moved something out the way and offered truth to the situation. So it's sturdy, it's stable. I said stable and sturdy at the same time. A sturdy, stable. Somebody's into horse ranches. Somebody's into horsing around with you. Horseplay. Whatever it is. That sounded weird. But the next energy that came up was the Ten of Wands reversed. Inability to delegate. Oh man. Overstressed and burnt out. See, there's arguing and then there's debating, right? Only ever debate. Do not argue anymore. If a person does not want to debate with you, meaning using truth, that fire, right, into the situation to stop that, to burn that shit out, to do that, that's what the truth does. It stops that whole thing from happening. Let's just burn this out. Let's start over from the beginning. Let's get rid of this. The truth works. It gets rid of everything. It's like, you understand that. If a person does not want to use truth in debate with you, instead of and they only want to argue, the argument is only for a person to win that battle. That's what an argument for. An argument is only for a battle. It does not win a war. It only wins a battle. It never wins a war. The argument prolongs the war and only keeps battles in play. Debates ends the war. So it went from there to the King of Swords, and that finished it. Let's see. Head of a heart, discipline, and truth. A lot of truth is coming out. But the truth of the situation is, you had it all along. It was always yours to control. But control is the wrong word. It's manage. You manage your spirit. You don't control it. Right? You manage it. Your spirit, okay. You are many things in this one thing that you call I. You are many things. You are actually 11 dimensions of things in which you call I. 11 of them. There are 11 of you inside of you talking right now, saying that the only thing that's there is I. You have to understand that there's more to you than you know. So that's right there is, yeah. Just that truth, you know you got a team with you already. You're never alone. There's no such thing. Alright, so the next energy was, it started off with temperance in the place of I desire, and went from there to the Knight of Pentacles. This is efficiency, hard work, and responsibility. Now, efficiency doesn't get you what you desire unless you're doing the thing in the right path. So let's just say somebody says, oh, you need to be doing only Pilates and then they get you the body you want, right? That's not true. You need to be well-rounded, and unless you want a weird shaped body, like everything gonna be toned, but that one part that you didn't exercise, that looks weird. You have to be well-rounded, right? Knight of Pentacles went from there to the Seven of Pentacles. And this is hard work, perseverance, and diligence. Now, there's a lot of hard work, but what does it give you? There's nothing. You see, this person is waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. That's what that parasite wanted from you. Your time for you to wait and wait and wait. Think of your active present time as an energy that's always going out. And when you're waiting, that energy is going somewhere. It's going to an entity that needed you to just sit there and do nothing with your time, because you are a body that's producing energy. It's just eating from you in an idle state. And that's what the zombie really is. So, yeah. And went from there, and it finished off at the Four of Swords. This is rest, contemplation, and restoration. Now, the rest is very necessary. Why? Because that's where that peace is. You know, they say rest in peace, right? What is dead now to you? It's not always physical. It's mental, spiritual, and astral, which is the soul, right? Terrestrial, which is the flesh, right? It's in all realms. But that rest is very important because it shows God that you trust. I don't need to work as hard. I just need to do the things in my divine time, in the time that I can do it, and not stress myself. And it's going to happen because, you know, manifestation is one thing. But if you know that what you're doing is working, no matter how much you judge yourself, you do the little things, you do the big things, you know it's going to come to play. You know it's going to be manifested. So you don't have to worry that much. That's what that rest is about. Rest is very important. rest in your desires. You know what it was that you desired, but you put so many things because you feared that that desire wasn't going to pan out for you. The next energy is, it started I will. It started off with the Six of Swords and went from the King of Cups and then to the Three of Pentacles. So let's get the King of Cups. Compassion, control, and balance. Keep talking about this balance and this peace right here. This is the feeling that I will do the thing for peace no matter what it is. But this is the King of Cups right here. You knew that there was some kind of manipulation happening, and you knew that your feelings were being abused. But it went from there to the Three of Pentacles. This is teamwork, collaboration, and building something. As I said, you have a host of personalities within you that you call I now are going to be operating as a team. And how you connect to each one of them are your senses and your clairsenses. So maybe you should look that up a little bit. That's for you, the senses and the clairsenses. There are 9 senses and 9 clairsenses. Take that with a grain of salt, because there's so many different types of fields of study when they talk about more types of senses and less senses in general. And, you know, I had to choose one, which is 9 ether beings. That's the one that kind of fit with me the most right now, because 9 doubled is 18, and that matches the Egyptian senses, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I said it was okay. So the next and last energy that needed to be fixed was I want. Where you're going, your crosshairs, what you're aiming at, where you're going towards, right? It started off with the Two of Swords, and this is offsuit. The stalemate and the decisions that you're not making because you don't have any movement. Now, there's a lot of no movement, but you understand why, because you're taking this with you. It's a 7 of Swords. Deception, trickery, tactics, and strategy. I think I might have had this before, but I know I had the deception before. The trickery, you cannot trick yourself that you were doing the right thing when you know that it's insane, ludicrous to do the same thing and expect a different result. That's what it is. You were doing the same things for this person, thinking that you were going to get the dream, the benefit, that what's for you, what you believed your birthright was, you know, that kind of thing. It's energy that wasn't available to you because of that person. So the next energy that came up was the Moon. This is unconscious illusions, intuition, and fantasy. I know I got this before, but the Moon is very important because, you know, you have the phases of the Moon, the 28. That really doesn't mean anything for you, but it reveals a lot of what's in the dark. Imagine there's a dark light, there's a black light that you can see things hidden in the dark, and there's a regular sun that you have the most comfort in. But the things that are hidden in the dark, you know, you see lint on your shirt. Oh, I gotta get this off, right? You see other things on anywhere. Oh, I gotta take this shirt off. This shirt is not good no more. It allows you to see what's hidden that's actually negative for you. That's what the Moon does. So you were seeing what you were going after and why it was negative. We went from there to the Page of Swords. This is curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy. You can understand the restlessness part of it. Somebody is restless. I can't even say it. Yeah, somebody is restless. I don't need to say nothing about that. Why? Because the lovers. Love is movement. Movement is love. I give you flowers, therefore it moves you, right? It moves you. It gives you potential in romance to do something back to me. And then I can compound it and it become greater between us. We can get to 100, right? That's what the love is. But it's between yourself and or a different person too. So I think I just had to explain that. There's a love at play. And went from there to the love out of play with the Three of Swords. Heartbreak. I know, but let's see. Heartbreak, suffering, and grief. I mentioned the grief before, but the suffering is the part. The suffering is the time wasted or time gained, because, okay, perfect. There's no such thing as wasted time, because that all goes into your baggage of things unclaimed, right? So when you claim it, all of that energy, all of the power that you left behind, you don't get the time back. You can get the power back though. All the power that you left behind can be claimed, because because you regret, you're never going to go through that again, and that gives you power. It ended off with the Page of Pentacles. Ambition, desire, and diligence. I remember I got this on this side somewhere, but it's important to have the ambition on this side because you will have, like, you'll be able to keep that vision clear within your mind because you'll be painting that image. Sometimes the image doesn't come out the way you want it to because that action was only a brushstroke. A brushstroke. I said a brushstroke. That's crazy. Somebody's stroking breasts or something. I don't know. But that's a message for you. That's a message for you. Maybe you should get your mammogram. Yeah. But every action that you take towards your vision is not a perfect image. It's something like a stencil. And when you paint over it, it doesn't look exactly how it is in that perfect image that you created. But it does turn out to be a beautiful picture. So that's one thing. Alright, so the next part of the reading is manifestation. And what does this entail? Basically, we went through who, what, when, where, and why. I know, I want, I need, I will, I desire, I love, I do, I think, I feel, and I am. Those are perspectives. Now we can talk about the ifs. If I do something, what we talked about before. If I experiment, if I express, if I integrate, if I transcend, therefore I will ascend. So I'm going to get these cards out, but we're going to talk about it one by one, of course. I think this one wanted to come out. Spiritual cleansing in the place of experimentation, right? Uh-oh, it's a lot of cards. I don't want to put all of them down. Somebody got the chills because I said spiritual cleansing. Guides in a place of expression. Courage in the place of integration. Oh, that's perfect. Magic in the place of transcendence. That's how you level up. You know, you level up, then you evolve, like Pokemon. Same thing, same difference. And relief in a place of then I will ascend, or evolution, basically. So let's get the first part, which is experimentation, which is spiritual cleansing. This is the last card of the deck, actually. It's time for a spiritual cleansing of the body, mind, or spaces in which you reside. There's an imbalance, stuck energy, or heaviness in your environment that needs to be released before you proceed further. Before you proceed further is the thing. We were talking about time a lot now. So before you proceed further, there's something that you need to release. There's a person, place, or a thing that's holding on to you dearly because they need you to survive. They need you for that balance that you offered them. That's clear. Get rid of that, understand what it was for, and balance yourself because you also needed them. We are always reflections. So there's an inverted reason why you needed them for the same energetic contract. Alright, so the next energy that was up in expression is guides. Your spirit guides and ancestors are calling to you now. They surround you with their love and protection and also offer you their wisdom and allow these helping spirits into your world today. You are not alone. Meditate on this when you need your assistance from your spiritual team. So I talk about these perspectives, which are personas within you. There's also the clear perspectives, clear senses. That's your spiritual team, all right? The next energy is courage in the place of integration. How you integrate things into your active life. The things that you do differently. The things that you keep up. Your habits, your patterns. Courage. You are being invited to summon your courage and take the next right action. Drawing this card can be nudging you to let go of any fears that you are having and boldly move on ahead. This is your moment to seize the day, live your dreams, and step forward with confidence. You can meditate on this symbol with a mantra if you need a boost of encouragement. Now, mantras are very important because your tongue is a wand, but there's also a tongue here in your mind that also plays constantly. Your tongue can at least stop, But this right here plays constantly. 10% of the thoughts that you have a day are new. 90% of them are the things that happened in the past. So that's how much pull we have now to the things that we already know and the things that are just meant to be a guide. Next up is magic, and it's in the place of leveling up or transcendence. You are a magical being. Stop hiding the awe-inspiring abilities you have to connect to the divine. Drawing the Pinnacle invites you to connect with your personal magic on a deeper level. At this time, working with the phases of the moon in ritual with herbs, candles, crystals, and spell work are some ways you can connect to your magic on the physical plane to the etheric realms. What suits you best with love and with harm to none. Oh, find what suits you best with love and with harm to none. This is your magic. Your blessings are not meant to hurt people. So find what you can do to help them. You can be that angel. Most angels are people, right? Most blessings and most miracles come from people. People do weird things that connect. There's like a string of events that leads to this and this and this and this and this, and God does that calculation, and next thing you know you have a new pair of Timbs or something. Next thing you know you have a new fishing rod. I don't know where that came from. Timbs and fishing rod. That's for you. Timbs and fishing rods. I don't understand why. Okay, you know how sturdy it is with some Timbs? Take your Timbs on fishing, right? That ankle grip is crazy. We ain't going nowhere. It's time to eat. I don't know. Alright, and the next and final card of the reading is relief. So, let me get this. The end of suffering or hard times, a much needed relief or break in the energy, miracles, rescue, and reprieve. Meditate on this symbol when all seems too much. Feel it blast out the negative as you call in strength into your heart. Now, relief is very, very important. Those heartstrings, as you get rid of them, you call your power back. Therefore, you can move faster, better, harder, faster, better, stronger. I don't know why that song came up. Kanye. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Alright. And that was the end of the reading. If you are still here, I appreciate you. There's a lot that goes on during the reading, and I'm glad that you were able to make it to the end of the reading, because this is going to be one of those things that you see that changes the world forever. Everybody that you see that uses cards, once they see this and once my app comes out, it would change the way that they know what they're talking about. This will prove everything that they're saying, and all of those haters that come after them, they will have to be quiet. There will be nothing to say, and this is what I'm here for. I'm here to protect them readers. They brought me here to this understanding. I'm just a sponge when it came up to this information because I'm a half nerd. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm here now, and I hope you like this Zin-Finity Board. It's going to be in the app, as I said before. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and share it with your favorite reader, because, as I said before, this is going to be them. Imagine them in the seat that I am right now, speaking life into you. It's just going to be bananas. I can't wait for it. Can't wait to see you there. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can give me 5 questions, who, what, when, where, and why oriented, and we can get down to the reading with it. Or you can just do a freestyle, ask for a freestyle. It doesn't really matter. My email is in the description. I don't know what else to say, but I appreciate you. I adore you. It was rainy out, and I hope you was dry. I don't know why to say that. I hope it didn't get you like it got me. Alright. Stay dry. I'm KyFy. Peace.